We got the dash races getting ready to go on. We're a little bit late, so I'm going to jump in right into the race. I'm going to blue screen real quick, and then we'll get to talking about who's here. Alright, we're going to start loading in.
Okay, I'm on board with Boomer to see what's going on here.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, we've got Puddin' Knievel here with us. We've got a really surprise guest in Falcons here with us, all the way from Australia. And we got G9 Michael with us up here trying to have a good night doing this. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, good. Excited to watch some Charlotte racing.
I'm telling you what, I love this track. We had a lot of fun here over the course of the week, testing and setting up a couple different cars and getting everything going. So, what are you expecting out of tonight's dash race? I know we've got some surprises in tonight's dash race. Like we got Cokes running, No-Co's running. I think it's going to be a really tough field to try and beat.
Yeah, definitely a really competitive dash race, to say the least. So it should be a really awesome race.
Well, Cokes out front right now as we're coming out of 3. We got Buck racing right on his heels in the 71, followed by No-Co. So all top 3 are No-Co drivers right now.
It's kind of weird to see No-Co having to dash his way in, but with the parameters that we have set this year, these Cup guys can't dash down. They can just dash from presets to custom, and we know No-Co runs that custom, so it's kind of weird to see him in a dash, guys, as he's going to that high side trying to get around Buck. Thanks for having me back up here again, guys. I've been on the road for a little bit, haven't been feeling well, so glad to be back up here with Arch and MG and Mr. Thunder down under himself, Falcons.
G'day guys, how you going? Thanks for the invite. Appreciate you guys giving me the call up to have a chat in your broadcast today. I'm just watching Coke at the moment, and I've raced him a couple of times on dirt, so I've got my money on that bloke. Coke.
It's really funny watching him come from dirt. I mean, as much as time as we've spent with him as these guys haven't. I mean, you know, you've raced with Coke over the course of the last year a lot.
Yeah.
And you know the type of driver he is. You know, he'll push anything as far as he can, but he's a really good kid when it comes down to it too, man. So it's really good to see him get the call up to Pro League and see what he's got against the best of the best.
Yeah, like you said, this guy, he could race anything from snail racings to wheelbarrows to the Cup Series and anything in between. Because he has got the eye for it, the knack for it, and he's got the patience, and he's got a lot of wit about him too. So I enjoy watching him race.
Hey, I'm definitely sure he's going to appreciate hearing those words later on when we go through his broadcast. As we've got Bucks making the move to the inside. Him and No-Co are going to try to draft a little bit past the Coke. Let's see how this goes. Can Buck clear him?
Yeah, and I'm watching that 21 car come into play there. You see now finally getting to the leaders. He's been working his way from about 6th to 7th on the start of the race, and he's showing some power right behind No-Co as well.
I expect all 3 of them cars to be showing as much power as they can. I mean, I don't see them guys lacking for setups here. I know that they're going to make the right adjustments when they hit. I mean, with sliders, you really can't make much adjustments, but they'll make the adjustments that get the cars as fast as they can.
Yeah, 21 car being Sparks right there. He's trying to make a move, but top 3 and 4 right there. You throw them under a blanket. They've got a lot of company coming up behind them. Everybody wants to get into that final complete of our Charlotte extravaganza week here, season 4 Giggity Racing. We'll be going to Michigan tomorrow at trucks, but everybody on pavement with the Charlotte this weekend. Everybody wants to make that final race. Good race.
What's the format here, mate? Is it the first couple advance to the next race?
Correct. Correct. It's like a B main, so top two make it to the big show, to the 50% race. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So it's going to be pretty wild. The second part of this race, isn't it? Really?
Oh, it definitely is, and these guys know that. I mean, they've only got 52 laps to make this race, so if they do decide to, I know there's going to be at least 1, maybe 2 pit stops, depending on how far they can stretch their fuel, but it's going to be hectic.
And, you know, Charlotte's one of those tracks where the conveyor belt effect kind of does come into play. You see now, you know, No-Co had the lead there and got shuffled back to 4th.
4th, yeah.
Or thereabout, yeah. So, you know, it just happens here. So you get bottom usually prevails. And it's interesting to see these drivers kind of shuffle from the bottom to the top.
It definitely is, but this is one of the tracks that you can get. Look at this pack. We've got a pack of 10, 12 cars right here, running nose to tail. Nobody touching, nobody doing nothing. It's like, I don't know. This is where I feel like we get some of the best racing out of.
Exciting to watch, isn't it? Just like a little swarm of bees sort of getting around and doing their own thing and giving each other their own space, you know. It's pretty incredible to watch, and you know, it's good. It's, you know, good to be a part of too. Love to be a part of this.
Oh man,
your leader is Sparks in the 21, by the way.
Yep. Oh yeah, he definitely snuck out there. That was a surprise. I've not heard much about Sparks until today.
And Robbie apologized to everybody out there in YouTube land and everything. He did not realize that we have daylight savings time over there. He was wondering why everybody started blowing him up. He was like, what are you guys talking about? It's only 6 o'clock. We're like, no, it changed. So Robbie does apologize. Great to get going right there, and appreciate him and all the hard work he did on such short notice. As we see that 40 car Coke FN go right underneath him.
And the battle is for third back there too. Buck just hanging on to it. Swarm of cars behind him.
With 52 laps, I do believe they might have to make a pit stop if I'm not mistaken, right, guys? So how much strategy is going on right now? The guys just trying to save as much car as they can?
Well, honestly, if you look at the strategy, I think that I'm thinking, who was it that pitted already? That 41 car already pitted, so
Yep.
It's really hard to tell. Yeah.
So maybe there's a little strategy going on right there, you know?
And you see how much just the tires of Exotic, because he was right there in that lead pack, and how much he's driven away from these guys. So, you know, short pitting might be a strategy that could play out very well at the end of the race.
One caution, that could all go away, though, man. That's the worst part about it, is if you've already worn down your tires, you're going to have to pit to get, you know, to even be competitive. And we know that the motto here is for anytime you can come down.
Oh, yeah.
We go for the 40 right there. Coke FN, he managed to get right back around Sparks, and Buck's right there with him. He stopped 3 trying to pull away, but they just can't seem to get a nice comfortable lead because everybody's right there behind him.
Yeah, that's Napa Fan in that blue 17 drafting up right behind Buck. Kind of pushed them back up to those lead cars. So that's for the transfer spot. So that battle is really heating up.
That's nice to see Napa up there.
So let's not rule out Noco again. He fell back just a little bit, but again, we all know he can always. He's got a strategy and he's playing it out. Great to see right there. Trinity Beast Mode. Talked to him just before this. That 14 car, he's feeling better. But everybody is still bunched up here as 17 gets it underneath that 71. First number combo going on right there underneath Buck. Oh, contact being made. Buck gets way loose.
Buck got loose.
Cars go flying through the grass. Not good. Not good.
Oh,
Buck came back down.
I reckon.
Oh, 31, I believe, is
medic.
Oh, yeah, get the medic.
Get the medic.
I don't know if that's going to bring a caution. I don't know if they have cautions on the dash.
Nope.
No.
Oh, that just took. Yep.
That took a couple guys out of this.
Yeah, definitely. Golf, Buck. I'm trying to remember who else I just saw.
All right, so a car we haven't talked about, Bad, for you. He's worked his way up to battling for third there with Napa Fan. So we'll see if now he can work his way to the front.
Yeah, I was just watching that. Bad Fuse, one of them guys that he races fast. He doesn't really race in leagues that much, but to get him over here in Giggity, man, that was a big pickup. He's a good driver, and he's showing it right here, right now.
Great to see he drives the numbers with the same digit. I can always remember that now. You know, he drives 88 up here when he tried to dash in, drives that 00. He makes it easy to remember.
Yeah, he does.
Car's starting to get spread out just a little bit.
Well, Sparks is really smart in that second place, and instead of trying to race side by side with Coke, he's kind of tucked in behind him, and they've been able to pull out from third. So you're protecting your dash-in position. So smart move.
Just until you say that, and then he goes ahead and makes the pass.
Yeah, it was time.
But one mistake by either of them, and they have a lot of fast company behind them. So they just because they're pulling out, you know, one racing side by side, what they're doing could give these guys an opportunity back up here with Noco and Trinity and Bad to try to catch break back up to them. See, they're going too wide through the corner right now.
Sparks is not going to sit there and wait behind Coke no more. Sparks is wanting to be back out front.
And see, it all depends on your strategy and what's going on, who's behind you, how fast they're coming, if you got a pit. But if I was in second, I'd be comfortable with that, knowing that is a transfer. But again, with anything can change. Here comes Bad in that 88, catching ground, and Note goes right on his heels too. So maybe he wants to try to pull away from this group if he can.
Well, that's the thing. And also, the pit stop's coming up. How are they going to communicate? Because we know a lot of these guys aren't in the same chat.
Well, they do we talked about it in the chats and everything, going down that back stretch, dive to the inside, go below that white line and signal, hey, I wish you had a little butt right there, you could stick your hand out the window and let somebody see it, but we'll probably see cars do the go below that white line or duck down way low on that back stretch as a notification, which is a great sign that they are going to, indication they are coming in.
Okay. Oh, is this contact? Oh.
Yep. And then that's just bringing that field right back to him.
Yep, Bad Fuse immediately on his bumper.
Yep, and that's not good. He's right behind Sparks.
3 wide.
Oh.
Look
That's
at that.
just pull out of that. Sparks gets right there. Go ahead.
I think Justin Hackett, I think his name is 79. I've just been on board with him for the last 4 or 5 laps. And I'll tell you, he's a car on the move. He just dropped back at the moment. I think he touched the wall, but he's smoking at the moment. So he's got the right line, right groove, and he's sort of hustling behind the right blokes. So I've got my eye on him at the moment. So he's
he gets that draft, he's going to pull right back up this pack, and you're definitely right. He has been working his way through the field.
There you go. Noco moves into that transfer spot now, battling Sparks. Taking it down low, got draft help. Bad kind of tucks it back in behind Sparks there for the battle.
I think Bad Fuse is waiting for whichever lane's going to go. He's going with it. He's ready to go. He showed that with that 3 wide. He wanted to go to the front, and he's not going to slow down now.
He was licking his chops there. There you go. Smart move by Noco. I mean, we saw him kind of drift back there at the start of the race, all the way back to 7th, and now he's all the way back up to 2nd for that transfer spot. So, job well done so far in that one car for Noco.
This is some real good running up here by these front 5, front 6, man. This has been good battling this whole race. Oh, his 17 Napa gets up just a little bit. Oh, him and Sparks get together. They maintain it, but both of them drivers just lost a lot of ground to the front 3.
Do we know how many laps to go there, Arch?
Pudding.
I can switch over. Yep, I can do that real quick. That won't be a big deal. Mr. Keystone Cowboy himself, he's driving that 6, the Oscar Mayer car out there. Great patriotic scheme, a seasoned veteran. He is out there in YouTube land, not doing so hot in his dash, but estimated laps of fuel, 4 to go, and he's sitting at 12.7. So we come by the start-finish line. He's coming out of turn 3 right now.
If he's only got 4 laps of fuel left, I'd say we're right around 26 to 30 laps into this race.
You nailed it right there. 26 to go. Not bad.
Just had to do the fuel mileage on this race as we raced here Thursday, and we had a lot of fun here without helping these guys practice throughout the week for the custom cups, and me and Boomhauer, we both tried to dash our way in and stuff like that, so I got kind of used to that one. Who's going to be the first one to duck? That's the question now. Who's going to hit pit lane first and start this cycle?
I think the best thing to do is just milk it as dry as you can. They look pretty good on tires, but run that thing dry so you know that you can't make it to the end. Give yourself a little cushion if need be.
Bad and Napa pitted this lap.
I say Bad and Napa both hit pit road. As Sparks is coming off pit lane.
Feel like mother's milk, mate. Just suck it dry.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh man, Coke and Noco are out here. They're battling I think Coke's gonna pit. Oh, they're gonna pit together.
Oh, they're both gonna pit. Yep.
Oh, how cute.
They did a really good job getting on pit road. Both of them side by side.
They definitely
did a great
did
job
that.
by both of them.
That was awesome.
Yeah. romantic in it, boys.
Golf's coming down. The 71 just came in. Justin's in. Keystone's in. Pretty much everybody's on pit road. So we're going to go with Sparks on the view and see where he winds up coming out to these leaders. As he was the first one to hit pit. I think Napa Fan's going to actually take over the lead.
I think Napa Fan, is a little ahead.
Yep,
along
Napa
with Coke.
Actually bad for
Coke,
you.
Bad's up at the front, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, as Napa got down and touched the apron just a little bit right there.
Looks like the leader's coming off pit road now. And Bad might cycle around at least to the transfer spot.
Yeah, he's passing Noko, so he's going to come up right behind Coke. He's going to fill in that P2. Heck, with this run, he might be able to actually make a challenge for that position. It's Ivan
Real
down
close.
in there. Yeah, he definitely put himself in the right
spot. He's
spot.
going to carry it out of the corner there. There you
Oh,
go.
look at him. Look at him go. He is all over Coke's back bumper.
He's carrying a lot of speed too. He wants to go.
Oh, yeah.
Coke.
Oh, he's
There you
giving
go,
him a
little
bump. Yeah. That's a
Keep
nice
that
one.
foot flat, mate.
Yeah, he says, I'm
There you
here.
go.
Let's go.
All right, Noko looks to be about a second back from them, so we'll see, can he make up that ground over the last 20 laps that we have?
He is all over that bumper, man. I'm sitting here on his hood cam right now and just he could have gave Coke a shot right there in the middle of 3 and 4. He got so close, but he left it a little bit more, and he's just staying right here, hooked in his draft, hooked up to him, just waiting for that mistake
We had
to
to
happen.
let off there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Got shook out of that draft a little bit. Your car gets tight when that happens. If you're still following Coke, you saw Coke kind of dive low there, and then when you're that car and you get hung out on the right side of another car, your car will tighten up real fast, and you had to get out of the gas.
Noko's gonna have to put in some work. He wants that position. He's gonna trail both these guys down. He's a bloodhound chasing these two down right now.
I tell you what's hard for Noko though is that as long as those cars stay tucked in behind each other up there, it's a little hard for Noko to catch them right now.
Oh,
But
Coke
you
hit
see
the
now
apron.
Bad diving down.
Coke hit that apron, shot up. And now this side by side is exactly what we were talking about. This is what's going to help
Yep.
Noko reel these guys back in.
Yeah, especially rubbing like that. Yes, that's exactly what Noko wants to see. It creates a bigger hole now for Noko to draft up on instead of these guys being able to just power by.
Well, a bigger hole for him and then slower speeds for these guys because running side by side here, you're definitely running a couple miles an hour slower in these corners.
You have to be, unless you want to run into the guy next to you. You got to be really careful. You're on your P's and Q's here for sure.
8 tires are better than 4. Sometimes we got to use them up, right?
Hey, and 12's better than 8.
Exactly, man. Hey, that's what Bad tried to do earlier, man. We hung out there 3 wide. We had some fun watching that one. And we'd like to say what's up to all 18 viewers we got out there. We've been having comments roll in. We're up to over 21 comments, 18 viewers right now.
Just for the
this
dash.
race. Yeah.
35 of 52.
There you go. We got our lap count in. Now I wonder how close these guys are going to be on fuel.
Ooh. Bad is searching for any space that he can get on that 40 right now.
Coke is going the dirt option too, I noticed too. So a little bit of dirt comes into play here too, maybe. Just maybe.
Oh, well, he's got the
that
advantage
gas
there.
windshield behind you.
Coke's definitely got the advantage there on dirt.
Tell you what, this Noko, he's wheeling, mate. He's catching these guys.
He's
They're
trying.
sort of-
He's hustling.
He is.
He's hustling.
You should you'll become really popular or really familiar with that name here. As that name's going to be all over the 88 car a couple times this year. I think it's 24 races or something.
Yes.
He's there, mate.
Yeah, I actually had to look up what a Noko was, and it's a car tool, but interesting that Noko does sponsor the 88.
Yeah, that's
Very
definitely pretty
interesting.
cool for him. Man, these two are
Yeah.
giving it hell.
Yeah, but Noko
Noko
now
closed down.
I think is in a really good position because you're not really using your stuff being in that third position like he has been. Where these guys are dogging each other, Noko's going to have a little bit fresher tires for this last 10 laps.
He definitely is, and he's showing it right now. As really close that gap. He's down to just a car length.
And we know how, again, I like using this word, methodical. He saves his equipment, he can wait, and, he just wides around, he's nice and patient, and I think that's where Robbie got over driving for NOCO last year. I think that's where Robbie gets it, and he is trying to instill over here as we see him trying to make the outside pass. As Bad goes to the inside of that 40.
There you go.
Oh, NOCO says, here I come.
Wide.
Okay, he's got him.
He
He
nailed
just
that
took
perfect.
2 for 1.
He
Nice
just took
move,
a 3
mate.
wide, 3 and 4, and made it nice and clean. And that is one of the most difficult corners to make it.
I don't know about this 41 racing with these 3 leaders. I don't agree with
I don't
that.
think he's on. He's not on the same pit strategy as the rest of the guys.
No,
I
but
think
he
he's on
should,
fresher tires.
he should pull out of the way. This is not right.
Here's Bad going back underneath Coke. Coke got held up by that 41.
Exactly. And the
41,
just
he's on the
made
lead lap,
contact
isn't
with
he?
the
Same
leader.
lap?
No, he's a lap down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's a lap
I
down.
agree with that comment, yep.
Nothing against anxiety. He's a good person. This is just not the right decision for him to be making as a driver. As these guys are sitting here battling so hard. Look at Coke trying to dive back down underneath Bad for you. Remember, folks, only top 2 make it.
Yeah.
Bad really threw it in there in that corner.
I
It
think
worked well for him.
I think the 41 car was trying to stay high there. He could have docked down here, but maybe he was smart not to. That way he didn't, right there. There he goes. That's real respectful right there for him, and he did it smoothly too. Because let's say Coke was trying to dive onto the inside. If he would have cut down and let him have the outside, and they didn't communicate it, then that would have been a bad situation for both of them. So I think he played that right.
Oh,
As we see the Coke go back underneath it, bad for you. It's that apron, just gets a little bit loose. Can he get the run on NOCO? Doesn't look like he can. They are not clear. NOCO's still in the lead.
Bit of a rubble tickle there, mate.
oh man,
Shake it up a
definitely.
bit.
These guys are running hard.
Again, only 2 of these go, so everybody's putting their dancing shoes on to try to get to the prom tonight. Can they get it done? 3 cars in contention. I'm just going to stay back over here on Mr. Keystone Cowboys page just to keep us updated on lap count. I know we've got to be getting close.
I'd
We
say
were
we
at
have,
35 last time I checked, so we're probably
There you go. Coke looking low.
should be about
44
5,
at
6 to
52.
go.
So what is that? 8 laps, 9 laps left?
8 to go. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 to go.
So
I
do we have any
thought
teammates in this top 4? Oh, the 4
Top
cars
3,
running. Are
top
there any
2.
teammates?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just top
okay.
2 go.
And only top 2 go. Forget who Coke drives for. I know that.
Who drives for NOCO?
Bad in there.
So yeah, 40 and 1 are NOCO.
Oh,
And I believe Bad for
Coke
you
got up
drives
on
for
NOCO's
Little Man,
bumper
I
and
think.
Godfrey got into his. 3 stacked up.
And that 41 is going to be a factor here, guys. He keeps.
Yeah, big time.
See, that's what I don't understand. Why does he keep putting himself back up there in the battle with the leaders? That's where I'm saying his bad decision's coming from, because they passed him 3 times, but he uses their draft and he comes back up into their battle. Oh, it's Coke and
got
Matthew
in the
touch.
bad. That might be like a, hey, I didn't appreciate that bump in that previous lap there. So, I mean, it did look like Bad kind of gave him a little bit of a bump and run in turns 3. So,
Oh, he definitely did. I think all 3 of them cars kind of stacked up in that corner, because Coke was all over NOCO's bumper too.
It shows the experience of these drivers, mate, because they're beating and banging. They're touching each other, so they're not staying off each other at this stage of the race. So they're all sort of, handling it well, and just shows the experience of these guys, And
this is-
they can cop a little bit.
This is
These 2
GBS
guys
finest,
racing right
man.
next to him is giving NOCO the opportunity to run away. This is going to be a dogfight between Coke and Bad for that second and last transfer spot. 41 still sticking there.
It's bad if you finally clears him. See what he does.
Oh, it pulls back up to 40. That was close.
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pucker Factor. And again, Noko has started to pull out probably 5 or 6 car lengths now, and he's just going to keep extending it out. He saved his car. You know, we're coming to, what, 48 to 52, so 4 laps to go.
Oh, man, Coke gives him a shot through the corner. A little bump, push him back up there. These two are fighting. Man, this is a dogfight for second.
It's going to be, yeah, this is going to be a big dogfight. I was just going to say, these guys, when it comes down to it, to brass tacks and bronze, their medals, guys, I think that front bumper might get used to going a little Chevy Camaro crime to get up in there. But 2 NOCO drivers, 3 Chevrolets battling out this top 2 transfer spots.
Yeah, that orange car ain't helping the cause, is it?
No.
I think Coke is watching the car in front of him. What's the car behind him?
3 to go, guys. 3 to go. So for these guys, as they come to the line, it'll be 2 to go for them. Unfortunately for the Keystone Cowboy out there, he's just a little bit off pace tonight. We know how fast he can be, but so yeah, it's 2 to go for our leaders right now. We do appreciate everybody who brought streams like this. It makes life so much easier for us up here.
Coke's gonna make a run at him. Coke's getting ready. Saving it for that last lap, by the way.
Getting ready.
He is.
Full send at 3 and 4.
Oh, no.
I think this is 1 to go now.
Yep, this should be the white flag lap for our leaders. These guys are going to get to it. Like you said, here he goes. Gets in the bumper. Going to push him down.
On that bumper.
Gets him a little loose.
That bumper.
Bad holds on to it. He's got the preferred line. Oh, he jukes him. He goes high, he goes low, he goes back up high again. Can he get to him? Can't Cook get to the back?
Oh, here's the apron.
Oh, bad leg. Yeah, there it is. Just a little bit of touch. It's going to be a drag race. Who's going to get it? Oh!
Yes,
Brad got him.
Brad got him by a hair.
Oh my goodness gracious!
That was awesome.
I want to see the time count on that. Holy cow! That's probably one of the closest Charlotte finishes I've seen.
Wow, that
the
was
closest
great.
Charlotte finishes I have seen. My goodness!
And by the way, Noko won.
Yeah,
Of course.
right.
Of course.
Look at that. 9 1,000ths.
I think we call that a dead heat. We both bring him into the A main. Eh? Can we do that?
That might be an option that you might want to start to discuss, because that's some good racing right there, guys.
9
We give
1,000.
Coke a wild card. Just for the Aussie fella.
That is awesome. Congratulations to Noko and Bad for you making their way through. That was a great close race, man. Coke, well done, man. Hard fought. And we appreciate you, Falcon, coming up here for this dash race with us. You're more welcome to come back for the feature, or for the big race here in just a little bit.
Yeah, well, thanks for the invite, guys. I've got to scoot anyway, so I'll be definitely watching it on the YouTube channel. So appreciate the invite, and well done to the drivers.
We appreciate you coming up here and helping out, buddy, and having fun, and just enjoying some good racing with us, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. See you, Puddin'. Take care.
Later, man. Good to you. Yeah, be safe, sir.
See you, mate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast. We're going to give everybody about 10-15 minutes to go ahead and do qualifying, get everything wrangled and rounded up, and we'll be back for tonight Cup Series live at Charlotte. It's going to be fun.
Later, guys.